Hey guys, it's me Daniel, I'm back. So I have a new machine for review, and this machine is, I'm gonna say, something that I've been actually waiting to test. So the brand is EM Smart, and this is the EM Smart Dual SE 20 watt diode and 20 watt fiber. The coolest thing on this machine is that it's a fiber and diode laser made for LightBurn. Yes, this is a dual laser made to work with LightBurn seamlessly. So EM Smart were super kind and they sent me this unit for review. Full disclosure, I didn't buy this machine, it was sent for me for review, but you know me, I'm gonna set the machine and tell you the ups and downs, and I'm gonna see what it's all about. Personally, I'm very excited that I can use this in LightBurn without having to compromise functionality, like, well, you know what other brand. So let's open this box and see what is inside. Oh yeah, my voice is not fully recovered, but working on it. All right, so on the top we have some molds, like this one here, to protect the corners. So that works. So the machine comes like this, and you have these straps to lift it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this down and lift the machine, I guess. It was easy to say than do. It is heavy. So, strap, I'm gonna pull them on the side like this. All right, more straps. So, let's grab something here. All right, so I have my caliper at hand that I forgot. So I think we can cut this. It's here. There you go. All right. Now you. So I can't put music because copyright, but just imagine some sexy music undressing the machine. All right. Let's take this one out. Ooh, nice. There. I like this. It came with some edges to protect the shield, like a silicone edges. So I like this. All right, right on top of the machine, we have safety instructions, warranty card, and we have a quick start guide. That doesn't seem too quick. I hope it's a lot of languages, but very nice quality material. So I'm gonna put this here on the side, safe for now. So this is a second part. So this is divided in 3 pieces. So this is another one. Take a picture. All right. And the last part, this one here, where the machine is actually sitting. So at this point, I'm gonna be a little smarter. I normally yank everything out, but I'm gonna cut this because I think I can undo this part. There we go. To the front, like to the side. That way you can see the machine in all splendor here. So I'm gonna slide these I can take it back too. Let's see. And the reason I'm taking the back is because you will see this part is part of the hose for the exhaust or the exhaust itself. So I didn't want to have that issue there. All right, and I'm gonna move it carefully out of this so I don't break my back. It's just a matter of not breaking my back more than I used to do it. There we go. So I can things there. Now the machine itself seems very robust. It is heavy. It is heavy. So I see two buttons here. This has arrows, so this should be the focal point on this. I see the power button. I see an emergency stop. On the back, it has a rotary connector of 5 pins. I believe they count 5. And it's the regular fiber laser connection, so that's good. Two USB, one USB-C port, one weird port, USB-B. There should be connection for your computer, power, fan, and there is a knob in here that I have no idea. It has a little knob, so I don't know what this is exactly, but we are going to find out. All right. The shield looks nice, so I want to guess that the shield should go a little higher, maybe. No? Okay, so let's take the center one out. Oh, if it doesn't want to come out. I kind of have my love and hate relationship with this packing. I like that it's. Yeah, I see that. Don't judge me, okay? I need to analyze this. All right, this is a separate piece, according to this. So the bottom first. I just want to make sure that this is tight. I mean, this is tightly packed. I'm gonna hold it. I don't want this to fail. There we go. There's the lens cap in here. All right, so goggles. What is this? Oh, look at that! It comes with some lens tissues. That's interesting. I think it's the first time that someone sends something to clean the lens. Power cord, power brick. Goes to the box of things that I don't need. I'll take this out. Here's the lens. So you know that I'm gonna put my cap in here, right? So the lens is a big lens. There's more things here. And one thing that I noticed that is very, very, very interesting, and I'm gonna play with that, is the base plate is removable. I wonder why. Oh, this is smart. EM smart. So the base plate has dual face. The first one being flat, and the second one being the fins to raise your material and be able to cut. So that's an amazing thing to have. Once you can play that, that's both. Now, I do have an issue. They make a little mark here to lift this, but you're gonna need a screwdriver to lift it, or tilt the machine and push it, because or put a screw and lift it. It's not an easy thing to lift. So the little marking here to pull it up is not great. Is there, you will need like a screwdriver. But hey, I want to say it's probably better than nothing. So the lens cap seems like a full-size lens for a fiber laser, which is nice. We have here a USB-A to USB-C and USB B to USB A. So I'm gonna be using one of my cables because I don't have a single USB. So I need to use my own cables for the functions. Then there's a couple of things here, a couple of baggies with goodies. We have a thumb drive that I imagine there is software configurations and stuff like that. We have a small Allen wrench. There's only one Allen wrench. There is a little bracket that I'm going to go ahead and put on. So it's an M4 screw, I believe. Not very impressed with this part actually, because it's not a good practice to do it in this way. Works, but it's not the greatest. The screw into this part, and once it's there, there's no free loop. So you need to make sure that you put this completely out first and flush, so you can put it in, because if this goes in first, you're going to end up with a part that is not flush with the base. So I would like to update this in the future versions, honestly. I think it could be better design wise, but it still is workable. So I'm going to put it in here. Let's see. There we go. So we have it there. And there it is. So this should be a piece that is a little bit more easy to use or more workable. There's more stuff in here. It's at the bottom. All right, let's throw this away. Aha, a box, a little box. Here it is. And the exhaust fan. And it seems like this is all for now. All right, that goes there. Interesting as well, the end of the hose, and I like this, is silicone or like rubber, so it will give you a better seal than the average exhaust that you get on the market. And it has a cap to protect it. That's nice. That's very nice though. It will be nicer if they have another end here, you know, with an adapter for a larger, because this is what, 3 inches or so. So the majority we use 4 inches to 6 inches. So having like an adapter included will be nice, but also it will take me out of business because I sell adapters. But yeah, so far everything seems very solid. Let's see this little box. Materials. We have a couple pieces of wood, and of course it's basswood. We have an acrylic, black acrylic. I hope it's cast. We have leather or leather red. We have, ooh, I like this one. Black. This is a bracelet, a men's bracelet. We have a metal wallet, I think. Oh no, this is business cards. And okay, again, I like this. They send us a good, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have about 25 to 35 business cards. Normally you get only 4 or 5 tops. It is not only 2. So I like that they send these cards because we test on those a lot. We have a dog tag, stainless steel. We have a coin. Now, with this coin, normally I would like to see something more like brass. It's welcome though, but zinc coins, they don't have the quality, you know, to have a nice detail, deep engraving on it. I might be wrong. I haven't found one that is like a very nice quality. This one feels a bit more heavier than the standard. Seems like some sort of steel coin. Actually, it's very heavy for the regular coin. But hey, I will give it a try. Coin, and wow, there's more. And we have a slate coaster. So they do send a good variety of materials. No complaints there. I'm normally towards more like brass on the coin, but having the amount of business cards that they send for testing, that's very nice. I'm gonna put it here so I don't lose all this stuff. All right, so overall so far, I'm gonna say that everything looks very robust. Let's do a quick inspection around. I see here there's 2 screws here, and they're thumb screws, so you don't need a tool. So let me take one of these out. So these are holding the rail basically. Let me show you these because I'm curious. Look at this thing. It's a thumb screw, and yeah, go figure, they fit the base plate, so you can use them. So as you probably imagine already, this looks pretty familiar, right? As a machine. Let me tell you something. A lot of machines on the market now has this kind of a format and how they put it together and things like that. Nothing wrong with that. When I was in China, I visited a couple companies that they're not really in the game yet, and they already have these format of machines laying around very dusty for a while because it's what they normally use. All right, so there was a sticker on the back here, and I don't know if I can remove it so I can show it to you. There we go. Yep, this was, let me show it to you. This was on the back plate on the machine. All right, so this knob, I still don't know what it does. All right, so the door, how well it closes, right? Because that's a problem that everyone complains in other brands. The door feels sturdy. It went to the groove fine, but in the back corner, right here in the back, is still, I'm gonna say that this is like a 1 millimeter gut. That is a lot better than other brands. Bigger names. Doesn't have that problem like I have before, that I even make a video how to fix it. So everything seems to be very well put together. It's heavy. Now this wheel here, it has a dial. Oh, now I know what this does. This is a manual lift. If something happened to the motor or whatever, you still can focus your laser with this. That's clever because it's one of those things that a lot of us don't. And it's a key. It's like a key that you can put on and off. So if this bothers you, you just take it out. It's really a key. This is nice. I really like this system because it happens more than once that you need like a fine tuning. So this will allow you, because it moves very little, you barely move it. This allows you to do a fine tuning on the focal for different things, especially if you want to do something like color engraving on different metals. So you have to defocus a little bit. This is going to be a great thing for that. So I would like to see on future iterations of this machine probably a mark that goes like a one full centimeter and divided, in little lines, so you know that you're moving 2 up or 2 down, and you can take notes of that. So after you have it on focus, you can defocus or focus in 2 or 1 or 3 or whatever. So I think that will be a really good thing to having here, like a round dial that you can actually use the arrow that this key has, because let me show you this. This has a little arrow there. So I think this will be a really good thing to use, especially for specialty engraving. So really well thought. All right, let me move this a little bit more because I want to talk about the back. Yeah, in this table, everything's stick. So on the back, I see that I can connect the rotaries, and I'm gonna guess that this is just the regular rotaries. Is 4 pins or 5 pins? So I guess it's 5 pins, and there's a couple other stuff here. So the USB-C here, it has a camera snapshot picture. So this has a camera, and you can use the camera with LightBurn, which is one of the functions that you lose with other manufacturers. I'm gonna use a different cable for this, but other than that, seems to be very simple. They has a big ventilation here, and I want to see how well this seals. Oh yeah, this is just perfect. It seals nice and snug in rubber, so you don't have leakage here. Now, you don't have leakage on this, but you will have leakage in the edge with the hose and the adapter. The reason is this is still a threaded one, so unless you put something to make sure that it's closed properly, you will still have some sort of leakage there. So nothing major because it's common really for everyone, but we put tape on ours just to ensure that close. So there is, I'm gonna close it all the way up. So you can probably close it here. So what I'm doing here, let me show you on the camera right now. So I'll go around it. So here's the aluminum. So you can probably put another aluminum tape here to ensure that this goes and seals properly. You know, it has a little lip, so I'm gonna imagine that if you keep putting this inside, probably you can go all the way to the over lip. Not quite sure. So I'm gonna flip this because look, it has a little lip that you can probably try to put the aluminum foil from this inside this to bite that and minimize your leakage. So that can be an option. Alright, so I put power in the unit, it's still soft. I connect the camera and I have to use a USB adapter for USB-A to USB-C, but that's what it is. I'm using a Mac right now, and I have my own cable that I'm using from USB-B to USB-C. Now that I have everything, I'm gonna turn this on. So the top button on here, first release the emergency stop, hold it down to turn it on. Let's see, it has a very bright light. So I see 2 dots, even though the lens is covered, I see 2 dots. The buttons light up, so you can see the arrows. Alright, so these 2 dots will be the focal distance basically. Once you overlap both, and there are 2 dots, one over the other. There you go, so this should be focal on the base plate right now. So the base plate has minimum wiggle, which is good. It doesn't have like a good wiggle. It barely move, so that is good. I like that. So let's take this out. Oh, there it is. There are the 2 dots, and there is nothing else. So this machine needs to be set up on LightBurn, and there is a USB. Here it is. That we are going to use too. So I already have my own copy of LightBurn. So the cool thing is the machines also offers the option to buy it, or I believe that's the only option, to buy it with a copy of LightBurn, and they provide also EasyCut, that is to my understanding, free with this machine. So I'm gonna unplug the camera right now. I'm gonna use again my adapter. So I'm gonna put that thumb drive. So I have the thumb drives in. We have here the smart guy. So we're doing all these with me straight opening the box. I have never used the machine and have never seen the machine online, their website. So I'm gonna use their light. So that's the rotary port attachment on the back. They have a pedal. All right, that's for the pedal option. And the pedals is mainly for you to repeat jobs. They have the preview camera port. They have the software connection port, which will be the regular cable, and the power. All right. It's showing you also a couple of things so you understand what is the anatomy of your machine, which is nice. You know, if you don't know how this is built, at least you get to familiarize yourself with the machine. So it's telling you here what you should expect with the emergency stop, how to connect the port and the cable, the accessories that you can buy or use. And here is EM Smart Dual SE with LightBurn. So they're all picture manual, so let's follow and see how it goes. So the first thing, anyway, power on and set the software. So let's install LightBurn. I already have it, so I'm going to open LightBurn. Here it is, it's opening. And from this point, I'm going to also record this part, so I will be a little thumbnail on the corner. So let's do that right now. So let's start recording this. All right, so I'm recording here too. So it says first step, go to LightBurn and devices, and it shows you the picture where the devices are. So I'm gonna open that up. Here we go, and you can see I have many different machines in this. Then it says step 3, find my laser. All right, find my laser then. So it's looking right now, and it says be sure that you connect the laser via USB and click next. Next it is. So I click next, it's thinking. So when I find the laser, it will show me, apparently, it's scanning for connected devices. Alright, it's just a couple more next. So it says modify the device working area if needed, and I didn't bring my glasses, so this is actually quite small and I can't read squat. So I guess I'm gonna open the PSD, or sorry, PDF that I have. So I know that I have that file somewhere. There's so many things in this machine. Here we go. I believe this is the manual. Software instructions. There we go. So let's use the screen so you can see it as well. Excuse me. All right, so open the devices, find my laser, and say click next. So let's see here. So my LightBurn. Here it is, JC fiber unknown, and this one says 110 by 110 galvo USB at the device. So I'm not exactly sure what lens comes default with this. I'm not logging in right now. Are you kicking me out? You did kick me out. Well, that's lovely. There we go. All right, so at the machine, here is the 110 110. So I'm not exactly sure what is the size of this lens, because it doesn't say here. It's a working area. It's a working area 150 by 150. So I need to modify that allegedly. Alright, so apparently here it is. I add the machine, add the device, and it's gonna ask for import an EasyCAD. Alright, so once I'm there, we're gonna go to this specific folder. Alright, so let's go back here, import EasyCAD file, and that should be here in no name. And look at that, EasyCAD. So it says on this that I go to whatever version of EasyCAD they have here. Okay, this is interesting. This is EasyCAD driver. So this is the LightBurn folder. I believe I have this here. There we go. So here it is, EasyCAD. And it says that I need to go for plugs. Here it is. And I'm going to select Mark configuration 7. Mark configuration 7. Here it is. So it gives me some information here. So I'm gonna go next. And what is the name of this machine? So this machine is a EM-Smart, and this is the SE. Alright, so I have now the information. I like to use metric. Now, again, on the manual, on this manual says that my working area is 150 by 150 on the manual here. But I see the import file gave me a working area of 240 by 240. That's huge. That really is a lot. So I wonder what is the difference, or in this case what is the divorce on this. So I select the file, add it, okay. Here you go, and change for 150 to 150. There you go, 150 to 150. All right, next. Here's the information. Click finish. Finish it is. So we have now that machine connected so far. All right. Now click connect to the machine. So select the machine. And okay. All right. So the fan started kicking in as soon as I did that, and it's quite loud. and I'm not sure if that should be on, but I'm gonna close it for now. So the extraction fan automatically started without me sending any jobs. So I'll figure that part. Let's keep doing thing. Connection is a ready. It does say ready, yes. Import an SVG file. This little bunny. With the size. Adjust engraving parameters. Alright, so this is the part that I'm more curious about, because this has a dual laser. Alright, so now we gotta go to the little wheel, and I wanna input information here. So let's see. Check the settings. Alright, check the settings. Alright, let's go back to LightBurn. Let's check here. Unit and display, I don't care about it. So it has some settings here that I'm not quite sure it will be perfectly for this, but I have my ways to test. Yeah, I'm sorry, I mean the manual is nice, but me without my glasses, I don't see a thing. Like no, I need a light. Alright, so it says that I need to match the switch to automatic with enable laser source. Alright, so switch to automatic. So these are the parameters of the lens, and here already have some loaded parameters from the lens. So I'm gonna go port and laser, and this is going to change a little bit. So that's in here. Alright. This is import automatic. Okay, change to automatic. Door protection. Second laser source, automatic. There you go. Door protection. So this is the door in on and off. I'm actually going to put none on my door protection. I don't care much. I use goggles all the way. And then we should have line laser 2 show and okay. So I'm gonna set that. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I like that. The fan stops. So once I do that, there is no other settings here to move. So if I have a square, and I'm gonna say the square is going to be 15 by 15 millimeters. That's what I was grabbing my caliper a minute ago. So I'm gonna move these, and I'm doing these of course because I used LightBurn before, so it's not that terrible. So here we should have use laser 2. So that use laser 2 is how we switch from one to another. And when I switch this, it will decide which one is going to be infrared or whatever. Excuse me. So let's do something really quick here, and I don't have my fan connected, but I'm gonna give it a try because I want to see one thing. So I'm gonna set this here right now. So that is there. So I'm gonna smell some wood, I guess, unless the laser 1 is the infrared. So the speed, I'm gonna say that max speed is going to be I'm gonna say 1000. Max power is gonna be 80, so it's gonna be probably 800 only, 80, 800. I don't know about the frequency because I'm working with a blue in theory. Alright, it's gonna make a line. Let's see what it does. Framing. You have cut selection. Oh yes, I forgot that I like to do that. Alright, frame this. Alright, so I'm seeing here right now that little square. We're going to select here 15. Make sure that I didn't mess that up. This is about 15, yeah. So we're in business there. Okay. So once you are in LightBurn, the fun starts pretty quick. So I'm gonna use the blue light. I guess that's on means blue light. I don't know what is the show timing. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything really right now. So let's say 600 at 40% of the 20 watt is aligned. I don't know about the frequency with the blue light. So there it is. So that definitely did it. So look at that. And he has his first tattoo. So it cuts pretty. You see these. This is about 2 millimeters basswood. Is 178. So 116. Of course, it's gonna cut easier, right? So that was on wood with a blue light. So as now we know, then there you go again. Now we know that when this is on, we're using blue light. When this is off, we're using the infrared. And because we're using the infrared, we're going to do something. Let's see. Okay, I found the problem and I'm gonna show you on this. So I'm going to record this screen and explain it to you what happened, because it's one of those things that you don't know that it will happen until it happens. So I'm here in LightBurn, so I have the light framing on just because if I close this, the fan starts. Go figures. So I need to talk to them about that and see how it can be fixed. So I have a business card here. So I melt my PLA coin because I sent the blue light laser on top by mistake. So I'm gonna do it here with the infrared. So if you see on my screen right now, you see that now there is an enable red light here right below the framing. So in their manual they're using a different version that I'm using on LightBurn, so that is in a different placement. In this case, when you turn on the use laser 2, you will see it on the corner based on their manual. In my case, I don't see that. In my case, I see the enable red light underneath the framing buttons. So it took me a couple seconds to realize, more like 10 minutes. But let's do this one more time. So I'm gonna put here the business card. And I'm actually going to make this image a little bit larger. See what I'm saying? You close that and the framing is fine, but as soon as you close it, there you go, it's now in focal distance. I'm gonna close this. So let's, that fan is gonna drive me crazy. So I'm gonna do 6,000, 20% should be enough. I'm gonna do 30 really quick. Frequency 45. Kind of like that. And the size of this 0.08. So yes, I want this to be a negative image. No, actually I don't, because I didn't prepare the image. This is fine. And I don't need more options here right now. So I'm gonna put OK. Send it. And enable red light. Send it. Here's the framing. And of course just a square, but here we go. And let's see, you see the blue light there? It's because I didn't turn off the option for the other light. So I want to cancel this, stop. So I definitely destroyed this one. So I want to show you this again. Here we go. And here, just turn off the use laser 2. Turn it on and send it. So right now it's going super quick, so it's barely doing nothing in the 6000 in really low power. That's how I found out that I'm using the infrared compared to the blue light, because the blue light still will mark. So I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna change the setting for you. That was my how I'm gonna make sure that it's actually working or not. And now you see that, and I don't know if you hear it. But now it's actually scratching on the surface, like, so 10 seconds per business card, basically. Let's say 12 you should do more. The machine is working great. The machine has a lot of potential. I really like that works with LightBurn overall. There's one thing that I didn't test, and I want to test it right now, and just because I'm very curious, so I want to take this out very quick. Here's my adapter, and this is the camera. So I'm gonna plug in this on my Mac and let the Mac read it, I guess, for a second. So they need to fix that on the fan. I don't think that is appropriate, but anyways. So camera, you need to fully calibrate and align at least one camera for the menu. So the camera right now is not calibrated, it's not aligned. I don't know if there's something special that I need to do. Definitely need to do it with the whole calibration on LightBurn. Let's see if I can open the camera here. Camera, it says that it's open, so here it is. So I guess capture, USB, connect the camera. I guess the camera source, USB camera, allow, finish. Well, look at that. So I haven't done any kind of calibration right now on the camera, but I want to show you this on my screen here. And I'm gonna stretch this. So there is the camera. Of course, the camera is not being calibrated. It needs to be calibrated, but there's my hand. And if I put this little square, there's a little square. So you have a camera that you need to calibrate with LightBurn to make sure that works in the way you want it. So there's a lot of things that we can do to calibrate the camera properly and ensure that it's more usable for us than anything else. Now, personally, I'm gonna say cameras are never something that I use, especially on a galvo style, using this framing that move around. So I I don't know if you need a camera, really. Probably yes, probably not. It's up to you. I think it's a nice thing to have. It's not a must. They have it, and it's working on LightBurn. So you really don't sacrifice nothing on a dual laser from other manufacturers. They claim to have everything on a bundle with the software, but LightBurn is a superior software. That's what I think so far in many ways. And these machines cover all the aspects of using your LightBurn. So I did have a couple hiccups because my version of the software and a couple things that I didn't understand how to find easily. So of course you cannot pretend that LightBurn is updated to every version and every manual. This probably was printed before this version even exists. So I don't think that's something that is on them. But if that happens, check on this video and see how you can fix it. Reach out to them, they're very responsive so far. Send me an email, send me a message if you need it. EM Smart, I think you guys did a great machine. This is a great addition for any shop. We're gonna have it here and customize it so people can come over, visit, see the machine, play with the machine, you know, and clear all your doubts. If you want to know more about this machine, please check everything in the descriptions down below. We're gonna put a coupon code. Of course, it's an affiliate that comes to no extra cost to you, but it helps us to keep the lights on. So thank you, Ian Smart, for sending us this machine for test, play, review. There's a couple things that I will improve, but the machine overall, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. I mean, this is a machine that I will recommend people. So far, it's been very nice. All my testing and all my hiccups and ups and downs were easy to fix. Nothing that I would consider to not buy this machine. So check the description below, go to the website and learn more about them, because they have a machine that does a whole 3D engraving, and that's unique. So go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, fire the laser.